In this episode, Ash and Go encounter Zacian and Zamazenta as the Galar region adventure begins. Hey, this is GatorEX. Let's go ahead and discuss episode 42 of Pokemon Journeys. Now, this is the one that we've been waiting for a while, and this is going to be starting off the Sword and Shield story, or the Galar region arc, a Galar adventure arc. The next 4 episodes are going to be this. So this one serves as a relatively introductory episode, but it's really good. I think especially starting off the episode, the tone that it sets is just really good. As you know, it kind of has a cold open to underground at the Macrocosmos facility, right? You know, what's going on with Chairman Rose, Oleana, and of course Eternatus, or you know, the core that they have there. They're not really showing, but there's an issue in that some energy gets out, or that there's a breach in it, and so that kind of sparks off everything with this current episode, or with, you know, basically with this arc. But like I said, it's really it's really interesting. The tone definitely 100% is great. Then we cut back to the Kanto region, where Ash and Go are about to go to sleep, but then Ash's Dynamax band starts glowing, and apparently, you know, this is connected to what's going on in Galar. So that's pretty interesting, though. You know, all the max energy in Galar is reaching all the way to Kanto to cause Dynamax bands to start glowing. Regardless, they get sent to the Galar region by the professor in order to investigate what's going on. So, you know, interesting what's going on here with all the pieces being set up. But I think, you know, especially things really pick up once they're on a train, which has to stop due to fog, and after a Bunnelby catches their attention, they chase it into the forest, which actually turns out to be the Slumbering Weald. That's where just things get just really good, especially because, you know, in this whole mess, both Ash and Go get separated. And at this point, they meet each of the legendary wolf Pokemon, Zacian and Zamazenta, respectively. And, you know, I think that's pretty neat, pretty interesting. Again, you know, this is relatively following the story of the games, right? Sword and Shield games, except for, you know, kind of condensing everything into 4 episodes, or in that, like, they have the beginning with Zacian and Zamazenta, and then the end with all the stuff going on with the Darkest Day, or at least, you know, like the beginning stuff, because, you know, even in the games, Leon was investigating, you know, things here and there. Both Leon and Sonia were investigating things here and there, while there were some small incidents that they weren't telling the player character about. But regardless, I think that this is a cool scene, and especially the music is just so good. I really think the music just sets the tone and fits, again, I don't want to say tone again, but it really fits the theming of Galar region and the whole mystical air of these Pokemon. So, of course, Ash meets Zacian, Go meets Zamazenta, kind of, I guess, what we might have anticipated or guessed previously when you know, this was first announced. Of course, you know, it's their basic forms without the actual sword, actual shield. And again, you know, it is following basically the story of the game, where these Pokemon encounter them. There's a thick fog, things are kind of, a little spooky, and on top of that, when they try to battle or try to catch these Pokemon, attacks just go right through them, or Pokeballs just go right through them, and that they're illusions. And so you know, after each of them encounter these Pokemon, they disappear. And you know, very similar, but I always wondered, like, you know, what's up with that, just showing up and then disappearing. But I guess to kind of test them, or to gauge them as trainers, I suppose. But now this kind of starts things off in you know, in their own journeys. We knew from a lot of the previews that they were going to be separate, at least for this, and that Ash was going to be with Leon, and that Go was going to be with Sonia, but, you know, I had assumed that was a voluntary thing. I guess getting split up was involuntary with all this. So Ash ends up in a town where a Centiskorch has Gigantamaxed and is going wild, and then Go just kind of meets up with Sonia, and you know, specifically, there are wishing stars that are falling from the sky. One of them ends up hitting the Centiskorch, and that's what causes it to go berserk. And so then, I guess, you know, probably a better chunk of the episode is Ash trying to deal with the Centiskorch, and you know, he can't really do it. I think, you know, especially because, like, you know, while it's a Gigantamax Centiskorch, he can't Dynamax or Gigantamax any of his own Pokemon, though he does have Pikachu, Riolu, and Dragonite with him to try and take the Centiskorch down, and it's just like a lot. You know, the Centiskorch is using one of its max moves, the bug type one, and it takes all 3 of these Pokemon working together to neutralize it. You know, it's also interesting, we're seeing a lot of the destruction in the city that's going on here with the Dynamax Pokemon, or, you know, the Dynamax Pokemon going berserk. And, you know, that's not really something that we saw in the main series, or in the main games, right? Even though the story was relatively similar, you know, I always found that interesting. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you know, all these Pokemon are Dynamaxing and going crazy, but sure, they're all in the stadiums and we can battle them and this and that, or at least in the thing going on with Swordbird, Shieldbird, never mind. But during the main story, like, you know, that's not really something we see. So it's, again, you know, we're kind of, again, not to complain about the story of Sword and Shield, but we're seeing it more firsthand with the anime here, and that's something that I like also. So yeah, unfortunately, just Ash is not able to take down the Centiskorch, and that's where Leon comes in and is able to help him out. And so, you know, now is where they solidify their teams, where Ash is going to be helping Leon, probably battling a bunch of these Pokemon. You know, it is also interesting, I guess. Maybe Leon had an advantage with Charizard, or I guess, you know, maybe Charizard's just that strong. Especially hitting it with some super effective moves, it was able to just kind of take care of Centiskorch pretty easily. And then Go's going to be with Sonia, who Sonia actually has a car. Now, at this point, they get in contact with each other, they call, and they set everything up. Again, you know, they're telling each other, hey, you know, Go is telling Ash, hey, I'm with Sonia, we're going to check out the ruins. And then Ash is like, hey, I'm with Leon, we're gonna defeat we're gonna help these Pokemon, basically. And overall really good. I think it was really strong in the first part of the episode. Interestingly enough, though, apparently there's somebody following Go and Sonia in a car behind them, very likely, obviously, you know, working with Macrocosmos and everything, working for Chairman Rose. And, you know, Chairman Rose looks a lot like a villain in this. Again, you know, he's keeping his basic goals, you know, oh, it's all for Galar, it's truly unlimited energy, it's for the benefit of the Galar region. But also, you know, he says, like, you know, casualties are inevitable. And also, I think the way he's drawn with, you know, his eyes being, you know, looking a little more sunken, very different to, I guess, how we saw him in Twilight Wings. As, you know, even in the main story of the game, he's not a terrible person exactly. But, you know, in Twilight Wings, we kind of see, you know, the nicer overall side to him. While here, we're seeing the more sinister side, I guess. You know, again, you know, different interpretations of the character. But this one overall, he seems kind of scary. And I guess in the next episode, he's going to be talking with the heroes. So we'll see how that plays out. And, you know, especially what's going to happen with him in the end of the story. You know, whether it'll be the same, roughly, as the main, you know, as the games. We'll have to see. But overall, it was a good episode. Like I said, music was great. I think the animation was fine, not as good as we've seen in other episodes, but for the most part, like, it was really intriguing. I think it'll be really fun, though, once these 4 episodes are out, to watch them all in order, basically like a movie. You know, it'd be about that length. So that'll be really interesting to see, but overall, a great and good fun episode. I think it's going to be real interesting to see how Zacian and Zamazenta are utilized in future episodes. Again, you know, I'm anticipating that it is basically just going to be the story of the game, but we'll see what Ash and Go can bring to it, and especially with, you know, it being a different medium, animated, and I guess we're going to get to see some more of Chairman Rose as well in anime here, so we'll see how that works out. But overall, great, fun episode. It's real exciting to get to see how, to just get to see the Sword and Shield story, basically. You know, all this going on, and the legendary Pokemon. That'll be neat. No one evolved this episode, no big things, but we know that probably going to be some evolutions within the next few episodes. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you enjoy this episode? What would you like to see going forward? Again, just want to thank you guys for all the support recently. There are a bunch of videos, this and that. I mean, you know all that basic stuff, but we've been streaming the Crown Tundra. That's been really fun. And this week, we're going to be picking up with more of the Halloween videos, so stay tuned for that. But if you enjoyed the content, leave a like, subscribe. You can enable that notification button by clicking the bell. I said that wrong, but you know that thing. You click it, make sure you see each new video as it comes out, and then Chingling Squad, Thingaling, all that stuff. But anyway, this has been GatorEX. Have a nice day.